I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I think today I'm going to be the worst speaker because you have heard a lot in the past 2 days, and I was sandwiched in two great speakers, so that makes me a little nervous. If I had spoken the first, I would have felt very comfortable. I wish you had asked me. But I have nothing I bring here than the experience of being poor. I grew up as a poor girl in an island in Lake Victoria, very remote from civilization. But the only thing which I say brings me here today is because of that poor girl had an access to education. That's why I'm here today. The other thing is an appreciation to my parents. They didn't marry me early, at an early age, so that I could. The other one is my dear husband, a very supportive husband. I couldn't do all what he said if I had the typical man. So, a mother of 3 sons and a grandmother of 8 children, I think there's something I can bring to this discussion. Poverty. What is it to be poor? You are in constant pain. The pain, psychological, physical, mental, you are always in pain. Because if you are hungry, you are experiencing some pain. If you are sick, you are experiencing pain, which you cannot do anything about it. And I can describe the pain syndrome in a poor person. If you see a poor person smile, it's because that person has decided to be happy. That is poverty. And my first question to CARE, do you care about these people who are in constant pain? There was a time I gave a challenge to CEDA Canada. They had a program in Tanzania on water. And they were planning to stop it because it's normal that donors always change their policies without asking the poor. And I asked, are you tired of seeing the many women in Tanzania smiling the day when a water pipe is inaugurated in a village? So I asked CARE, do you care about these people who are in constant pain? I ask this question specifically because CARE is composed of the following. Those who had the vision to create CARE, and those who finally got jobs in CARE. Is that not the composition? And sometimes when you are looking for a job in CARE and it's well paying, you think you share the vision. And once you get the job, you really want to sustain your job. So this is the question we have to answer, the difference between sharing the vision of CARE and then sustaining your job. How much do you balance the two? That's another question I want to put to you. The other question is, I think those who support CARE, they also share the vision of the founders of CARE. But at the same time, they also want to keep their names or their glory. How many of those are giving money to CARE for simply because they care for that pain which I'm describing? I used to sleep on a bed full of bags. And you still sleep. It's not because it's comfortable. It's because we have no way out. Is that image of the poor person still in your mind all the time as you work for care? Or is it because of your next promotion? The other question I want to put to, I want to describe that picture of poor people. When I was preparing Beijing as the Secretary General of the Beijing Conference on Women, a friend of mine who used to work in the Pacific told me a story when we were talking about the question of family planning to enable women to have time to do the work. She said, look here, Gertrude, where I'm working in the Pacific, I was carrying on a program on family planning. And then one day, they had put a woman on the program, on the pills. And one day she went to the village after several months. She found that woman pregnant. She said, what happened? He said, my husband is asthmatic. That day when he had an attack, there was nothing to help in the house except my contraceptive pills. So I gave the pills to my husband. To her, it didn't make a difference between a contraceptive pill. What she needed was something in the house to help the husband. That's the level of poverty. But another time I had an opportunity to speak to a group of students in the US when I was working there as Secretary General of the United Nations. And I gave them an exercise to budget a $1 for a day. They couldn't, they just begged, why don't you stop the exercise? Because they couldn't plan the $1. But the poor people live on $1. Have we ever taken time to see how they do it? Can we use their experience of survival and then multiply it? Maybe we wouldn't see them as hopeless cases. We would see that they have something to offer to the world and even greater things to offer, and use that experience. And I would like to also say that the work of care, therefore, should not be a recording of isolated success stories. And most of the NGOs or international NGOs, they are busy recording separate success story. For me, I would like care to create another Mama Mongella. I don't know whether you get my point. This poor girl who used to go barefooted, sleep on a bed full of bags, and hardly know whether she's going to get her next meal. Can care create that girl into what Mama Mongella is today? I'm using the word Mama Mongella because it's deliberate. If I say doctor, the poor person has no time for me. They'll never vote for me. But if I say Mama Mongella, I am one of them. Can care become one of them, the poor people? How do you depict yourself? Let me tell you, I'm sorry, when I use this example, I don't need to, it's not my intention to belittle the Office of Care in Dar es Salaam. And it's not this representative. Because I come from these islands, very remote, they have some bad traditional practices which increase the spread of AIDS. So I just ran into their office. I said, here I am, can you help me? But the bureaucracy that went through, I have never even wanted to go back to that office. But now I'm going back after addressing this